In just 3 days, more than 4,000 fishing boats sweep across Alaska's icy waters, hauling in millions of wild salmon worth over $1.8 billion. It looks like a celebration silver fish flashing under the midnight sun, but behind this record-breaking rush lies exhaustion, freezing storms, and a battle against time. For every shiny fillet on your plate, there's a story of human endurance written in salt, sweat, and cold steel. This is Bristol Bay, Alaska, home to the largest wild salmon run on Earth. Every summer, nature orchestrates a miracle. Tens of millions of sockeye salmon return from the Pacific to spawn, and thousands of fishermen chase the short window to make a year's income. For Alaska, this isn't just fishing, it's identity, survival, and a cornerstone of the U.S. seafood economy. This single region generates nearly half of the world's wild sockeye supply, sustaining small coastal towns and feeding global markets from Seattle to Tokyo. It begins before dawn, when the horizon over Bristol Bay glows faint orange against a wall of fog. Engines rumble to life, echoing across the flat, steel-gray water. One by one, nearly 4,000 commercial gillnet boats leave the harbor, each about 32 feet long, built for speed, balance, and endurance. Their mission: intercept the migrating sockeye salmon returning from the open Pacific to spawn in Alaska's river systems. Aboard every vessel, the routine is clock-like, yet brutal. Crews of 3 or 4 men and women haul heavy gillnets, fine meshed curtains, stretching up to 300 yards wide, carefully coiled on hydraulic drums. As the fleet fans out, skippers study the fish finder sonar screens, watching for dense, moving clouds that indicate a salmon school. The moment the signal spikes, they release the gear. The net unfurls silently into the water, shimmering in the half-light. Each float bobbing on the surface marks the line between fortune and failure. The tide pushes the net, and within minutes, flashes of silver appear beneath the waves, salmon striking the mesh headfirst, their gills catching tight. Then the real work begins. Hydraulic winches whine as the crew starts the pick, hauling fish out of the net by hand. One by one, the deck quickly becomes slick with seawater and scales. Every movement counts. The longer the fish stay in the net, the more their color dulls, the more value they lose. Fishermen work fast, bleeding each fish with a quick cut behind the gills before sliding it into ice-cold seawater holds below deck. On the radio, a storm warning crackles. Winds shift, waves rise to 6 feet, but the crews stay focused. They have only a 72-hour window before the Alaska Department of Fish and Game closes the district to protect spawning runs. In that short burst of time, a season's worth of income is made or lost. Throughout the bay, the air vibrates with activity, metal hulls colliding, cranes lifting, gulls diving, some boats overloaded, list dangerously as crews fight to bring in one last net. Others stand by, helping neighbors whose engines stall or whose gear tangles. Despite fierce competition, there's an unspoken brotherhood, because everyone here knows how quickly the sea can turn from generous to lethal. By midday, the decks are stacked knee-high with salmon bright, muscular, ocean-fresh. Cameras on nearby tenders record the moment, nets spilling hundreds of fish, tails thrashing, water cascading back into the bay like liquid silver. It's a sight repeated thousands of times across the fleet, a mechanical ballet of man, machine, and nature. As the tide drops, boats race to meet tender vessels, larger ships that collect the catch for processing. The handoff is quick and efficient. Totes of chilled salmon hoisted aboard, weights logged, receipts printed. Then the fishermen turn back to sea, resetting their nets before the next surge of fish passes. For 72 straight hours. Sleep is a luxury. Crews rotate in 20-minute catnaps while others steer, pick, or repair gear. The deck lights burn through the fog all night, casting halos over the dark waves. Every haul is a gamble, a measure of timing, intuition, and endurance. When the final opening ends, engines fall silent. The bay, moments ago, a frenzy, turns still. The fishermen lean over their rails, exhausted, watching the last of the salmon leap against the crimson dawn. In 3 relentless days, Alaska's fleet has captured the pulse of one of nature's greatest migrations and turned it into the foundation of a billion-dollar industry. Crew members, wrapped in orange oilskins and rubber gloves, crouch shoulder to shoulder over piles of fish that still shimmer with ocean light. Each salmon is lifted, weighed by feel, and judged in seconds. Sockeye go to one side, deep red flesh, tight scales, highest price, chum, soho, and pink to another. The goal is precision. A mixed load means penalties. A clean sockeye batch means profit. On-deck scales record every tote before it's iced and stacked. Above the hum of diesel engines, a quiet discipline governs the chaos, the rules of Alaska's most tightly managed fishery. Unlike most places on Earth, every net, every pound, and every minute of fishing here is controlled by the Alaska Department of Fish and Game. Observers monitor catches in real time by radio. The moment quotas approach the limit, an announcement echoes across the fleet. All districts closed 6 p.m. Within minutes, thousands of boats haul their last nets. The philosophy is simple but unforgiving. Take only what nature can replace. Fishermen must release undersized or damaged fish immediately. Spawning females heavy with eggs are spared whenever possible. Fines for violations can reach tens of thousands of dollars and permanent license loss. Yet most crews don't need the threat. They've lived long enough to see what happens when greed wins. At the canneries, inspectors continue the chain of control. Each delivery is tagged with a permit number, harvest area code, and time of catch. DNA samples from random boxes ensure the fish truly came from open waters, not protected rivers. The data feeds into Alaska's vast digital monitoring system, tracking migration strength, stock health, and ocean temperature trends. What looks like routine sorting is actually the front line of one of the world's most successful sustainability models. It's a delicate contract between humans and the ocean, enforced not by politics, but by necessity. Beneath the gray clouds of Bristol Bay, the work continues. The fish are counted, iced, and logged. The nets rinsed and stowed for the next opening. Gulls circle overhead, shrieking against the wind. For the crews, exhaustion mixes with pride because they know every fish pulled from these waters carries the seal of Alaska's promise: wild, traceable, responsibly caught. As the final nets are hauled and the engines quiet down, the true scale of Alaska's salmon rush begins to emerge. What looks like chaos from above thousands of boats dotting the icy blue expanse of Bristol Bay is, in fact, one of the most coordinated harvests on Earth. By the end of a single 72-hour opening, the numbers are staggering. Nearly 200 million pounds of wild salmon have been pulled from the sea, enough to fill over 500 jumbo cargo planes, or feed every person in the state of Alaska for an entire year. Each vessel contributes a small fraction, but together, they form a machine of astonishing precision and scale. At the heart of it are the tender vessels, the floating links between ocean and land. These massive refrigerated carriers drift between the gillnet fleets, collecting fish non-stop. Hydraulic cranes swing overhead, lifting totes of glistening sockeye from small boats into chilled seawater tanks. A digital log records the exact time, weight, and location of every transfer. Nothing is left untracked. The tenders then head toward the shoreline processing plants, industrial labyrinths of conveyors, freezers, and stainless steel. Here, the catch is measured not by fish, but by tons per hour. Forklifts shuttle stacked bins through narrow aisles, while crews in white gear work under bright lights, grading, cleaning, and freezing the fish in a rhythm that runs 24 hours a day. In the town of Naknek, the docks look like an anthill in motion. Diesel trucks line up beside the canneries, each one holding more than 40,000 pounds of freshly iced salmon. Smoke rises from the generators that power the chillers. Overhead, seagulls wheel and cry, a living soundtrack to industry. Within days, freighters bound for Seattle, Tokyo, and Seoul are loaded with palletized boxes marked "Product of Alaska." This remote coastline suddenly becomes the pulse point of a global food network. The journey from ocean to plate, once months long, now happens in less than a week. The scale defies comprehension. Each salmon weighs around 6 pounds. Multiply that by tens of millions, and the result is an ecosystem transformed into livelihood, yet still kept in balance by design. No trawlers scraping the seabed, no factory ships bulldozing ecosystems. Instead, a controlled explosion of effort that lasts only days, but sustains entire towns for a year. On maps and in reports, it's summarized as harvest, volume 200 million pounds. But from the air, the meaning is different. The ocean glimmers with trails of wake from thousands of vessels, each one manned by people who haven't slept in days, fighting the clock and the tide. Their combined effort fuels not just Alaska's economy, but the seafood markets of the world. Globally, Alaska's wild salmon harvest stands alongside Norway's farmed salmon and Russia's massive fleets. Yet it remains the only one rooted entirely in the wilderness. Untouched by pens or feed, its nature, harnessed for just long enough to meet humanity's hunger before being allowed to recover and return. The race doesn't end when the fish leave the deck, it only changes temperature. In Alaska's salmon industry, time equals freshness, and freshness equals survival. From the instant a salmon is lifted from the net, a countdown begins. Every second of heat, air, or delay can erase its value. On each gill netter, the process is rehearsed with military precision. Crew members bleed the fish immediately with a single cut beneath the gills. The blood drains into the scuppers, tinting the seawater pink before the next wave washes it clean. The fish are then lowered into insulated seawater tanks, chilled to 34-41 degrees Fahrenheit. A moving cold bath that locks in the ocean's natural firmness. It's the first step in what Alaskans call the cold chain, an unbroken corridor of ice stretching from the Bering Sea to supermarket shelves half a world away. As tenders pull alongside, the chilled fish are transferred in tote bins packed with flake ice. Hydraulic cranes swing overhead, steel hooks clanging, water splashing onto the decks. A digital tag records the vessel name, catch area, and exact time of transfer, proof that the fish never warmed above safe temperature. Once ashore, the pace only intensifies. Processing plants hum around the clock, powered by diesel generators and fluorescent light. Inside, workers in white protective suits move in assembly line rhythm, heads off, guts out, scales removed. Knives flash under stainless steel hoods as high-pressure hoses rinse the fillets in a constant stream of icy water. Conveyor belts carry the fish into blast freezers that drop the temperature to 40 degrees Fahrenheit within minutes, sealing every cell of meat as if it were frozen in time. Some of the larger factory ships perform all these steps at sea. They're floating cities, part fishing vessel, part refrigerated warehouse. Inside their holds, mechanical filleting machines separate pin bones with laser precision, while vacuum sealers encase portions for export. By the time the ship docks, the salmon are boxed, bar-coded, and ready for shipment. Product and process completed entirely offshore. From Alaska's western coast, a logistical ballet unfolds. Refrigerated trucks roll toward Anchorage and Seattle, their containers set to a constant 36 degrees Fahrenheit. At airports and cargo ports, forklifts move palletized boxes marked Wild Alaska Sockeye, product of USA. Within days, the same fish that thrashed in Bristol Bay's tidewater appear in Tokyo's Tsukiji market, New York's fine dining kitchens, or a Seoul department store delicace. Every stage is measured and certified, from the Marine Stewardship Council Blue Label to the U.S. traceability codes that document the salmon's entire journey. The precision is not marketing. It's preservation of trust. Consumers paying premium prices for wild-caught expect proof that the fish truly came from one of the last great sustainable runs on Earth. In the freezer corridors of Naknek's canneries, clouds of condensation roll through the air as forklifts move between rooms chilled to sub-zero temperatures. The air smells of salt and metal. The hum of compressors blends with the hiss of ice machines. Here, freshness is not a flavor, it's an engineering feat, sustained by refrigeration, discipline, and respect for the resource. And when the lights finally dim and the plant falls silent, the last pallets remain stacked like treasure, each box a tiny piece of the $1. 8 billion Alaska Salmon Rush, preserved through human ingenuity and Arctic cold. When the engines finally stop and the nets are stored away, another current begins to flow, the current of money. What started as fish, glinting beneath gray waves, now moves through every artery of Alaska's coastal economy. For the small communities along Bristol Bay, this short season defines the entire year. In towns like Naknek, Dillingham, and King Salmon, fuel stations, grocery stores, and coffee shacks all plan around the harvest. In July, population triples overnight. Mechanics reopen garages that stay shuttered the rest of the year. Teenagers work the docks. Elders count tenders on the horizon. For 3 weeks, everyone becomes part of the rush. A single good opening can pay a crew's bills for 12 months. The average deckhand earns between $35,000 and $60 0 inches one short season. If weather and luck hold, captains with strong runs and loyal buyers can gross over $250. Ling ling ling. Though fuel, maintenance, and crew shares swallow half, every gallon of diesel burned, every roll of net replaced, becomes part of the invisible economy that keeps rural Alaska alive through the long winter. Beyond the bay, the ripple widens. The state's salmon industry pumps more than $8 billion annually into the U.S. economy, supporting nearly 30 NOLA jobs nationwide. Shipyards in Seattle, packaging plants in Oregon, logistics hubs in Anchorage all depend on this brief window of abundance. Even the ice suppliers and box manufacturers feel the tide. In a cannery's accounting office, clerks tally numbers late into the night. Each tote of fish translates to invoices, fuel credits, and pay slips. On the bulletin board, a handwritten sign reads, "No fish, no pay." It's not cynicism, it's reality. For most of Alaska's fishing families, there is no salary, no safety net, only the ocean's mercy. Yet the money earned at sea travels far beyond the coast. It pays for school tuition in Anchorage, mortgages in Juneau, and college savings accounts. In the lower 48, in the same way the salmon migrate upriver to sustain the ecosystem, their value migrates through generations, feeding families hundreds of miles away. globally. Alaska's wild salmon competes with farmed fish from Norway and Chile, but commands higher prices for purity and provenance. Export buyers in Japan, China, and the European Union pay premiums for traceable wild catch, and those foreign payments pour directly back into the American economy. Every pallet shipped overseas is a small export victory in a world where many natural industries have already vanished. Thousands of miles away, on the Louisiana Bayou, dawn breaks over a mirror-flat swamp. Diesel engines cough to life and shrimp trawlers glide between cypress shadows. Instead of gill nets, heavy otter doors open like wings and sink below the surface. In their wake, steel mesh trawls scoop up pink clouds of Gulf shrimp, small, fragile, but worth millions. The same rhythm repeats: a short season, brutal heat, relentless timing. Each haul must be iced within minutes, every pound logged by GPS. What salmon is to Alaska, shrimp is to the South. A symbol of endurance and family labor passed down for generations. Farther inland, in Texas, wide pastures replace open seas. The wind smells of dust and grain. Here, ranchers watch herds of Angus and Longhorn cattle under skies so vast they seem to swallow the horizon. Branding irons hiss in the fire, feed trucks rumble across the plains. Where the Alaskan fisherman battles waves, the Texan rancher wrestles drought and rising costs, both chasing the same promise to turn the land's hardship into the nation's strength. And on the New England coast, the scene shifts again. In the cold gray of a Maine morning, lobster boats drift between buoys dotting the Atlantic. Men in rubber aprons haul traps by hand, measuring each crustacean against a wooden gauge. Undersized or egg-bearing females go back into the sea, the same ethic that governs Alaska's salmon. Sustainability isn't just law here, it's tradition. The rhythm of haul and release echoes across coasts thousands of miles apart. Together, these stories form a single map, a portrait of America's working coastlines and heartlands, from the shrimp boats of Louisiana to the lobster docks of Maine, from Texas feedlots to Alaska's salmon fleets. Each region contributes to a food system built on courage, precision, and restraint. It's not the sleek automation of factory farms, it's people, families, and communities bound to the elements. This isn't just about salmon, it's about courage, timing, and the will to fight the elements for something bigger than profit. So next time you see that perfect red fillet, remember the storm, the cold, and the crew who made it possible. Would you choose modern machines or the old, fearless hands of tradition to secure America's seafood future? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real stories from the edge of the world.